Welcome everyone to our Building Connected Communities Member Spotlight. Today we are featuring one of our members, Cara Pollard. Cara Pollard offers coaching services to families, couples, women, and teens. Her coaching has provided life-changing results and enhances each person's and family's journey by bringing joy, enthusiasm, love, and laughter to their world. She's also passionate about working with children and families in many other capacities, including workshops to parent groups and women's organizations, both large and small. She has been the owner and teacher of Away We Play, an award-winning Chicagoland program that offers movement, classes, music, theater, dance, art, and preparatory preschool to 1,000 children. Cara obtained a Bachelor of Arts from Indiana University, a paralegal certification from Roosevelt University, and master's level certification from the Parent Coaching Institute at Seattle University's School of Education. Her volunteer work includes serving as president of the board of directors for Little Bud's Theater Company for 5 years, chairperson of the Family Advisory Board for Old St. Patrick's Church, chairperson of the Parents at the Heart Committee for Francis Xavier Ward School. Wow, Cara, that's a long list of things that you've been part of. Welcome. We're so delighted to have you here today.
Well, thank you so much, Sue and Erin. I'm so delighted to be here, and I just absolutely love everything building connected communities. So thank you.
Let's start by having you tell us a little bit about your work as a coach and how your unique style helps to bring transformational change to families.
Well, I think that all coaches are creative and they bring a little bit of their own personality and background into their coaching. And I think how I use myself is that I'm kind of casual, and I definitely want to know more about the individual people that I'm coaching, and I have a great memory. So my memory serves to bring things up that they told me perhaps what their goals are, and then I'm able to incorporate them into designing a plan for which they want to move forward in their future lives as a family. So I think that also I just love coaching, and I feel like the way that I work is different from other coaches, but yet very much the same. I think that a coach needs a coach, and so I've learned also from other coaches, and I incorporate some of their techniques into my own, such as the things that I've learned from you and Sue, just about conscious parenting and things like that.
That's beautiful, Cara. And that brings me to my next thought, and my next question is, I know you partner with a lot of schools in bringing workshops and things to both teachers and parents and administrators. Can you tell us a little bit about your partnerships and what that looks like for you?
So again, the partnerships are somewhat creative because each individual school, each individual principal, the staffs collectively and the parent body collectively are all different and all unique. So I try to really serve the needs of that particular community. And whatever my workshop I might be bringing, I might tweak it depending on what their needs are. So I've brought some of the Building Connected Community workshops that I've purchased with you to different schools. One is a Catholic school, one is a public school. The student, the parent body and the student body and the whole community are very different. So I keep that in mind when I'm presenting, so that I'm really, serving the need of that particular group and what the principal really, wants. In one case, I do a parent support coffee after I've given the conscious parenting workshops. So I kind of thread some of that material into the coffee weekly, but the staff and principal were present at the conscious parenting workshops, but they want the parents to feel very open. So they are not around at all for the parent support coffee. And I really make them feel very safe that it is a very confidential group and they can express whatever concerns they have for the community within the group. So that's just one example of how I serve a unique need in that community.
That is incredible, Cara. I love the way you have developed these unique relationships with the school, the administration, the principal, the teachers, the parents. And I love the way you've structured it with the school so that the parents and the teachers can really feel that they have someone who really is listening to them and giving them a forum. Because I think coming together and sharing, people sharing their struggles as well as their triumphs is how we all move forward. So I love that you are spearheading that for the community.
Well, yes, thank you so much. I think that the parent coffee is something I ended up enjoying a lot more than I ever knew I would, and it's because I'm developing those relationships. And so even though it's a group and it's a collective group, the group has developed its own relationship. They're supporting one another outside of our coffees, even though they hadn't known one another prior to it. And when I was, of course, I began with a little bit of self-care work, and one of the ladies said, well, this here is my self-care. Coming to these coffees, is really what fills me up for the rest of the week. And I really thought, I just took a deep breath and thought, that is just so wonderful that this 1 hour coffee is providing that for some of the parents. And I think that I was able to learn how to custom design programs due to A Way We Play, my movement and music program, being the music provider for a preschool. And so I had to really incorporate individual teachers' needs because I was going into different classrooms, as well as the administration's needs, as well as my teachers' needs and the students' needs and the overall school's mission. So when you can have all of those things in mind and combine them and bring them together, I think that the program that you're bringing to the school will really be custom designed and everybody will get something from it.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful, Cara. One question I have is, when I think about your coffees, what a fabulous opportunity it is for you to connect and for the participants to connect with you. Is this a year-long program?
Yes, it's a year-long contract, and this particular school that I'm doing it for, kind of purchased the conscious parenting workshop at the same time as the coffee. So it was something that I went and I kind of laid out everything that I have to offer. And those were the two services that she picked up, the 4-part conscious parenting series and parent coffee that meets once a week. It actually ends up being three out of 4 times a month. And so we just came up with a contract for the year, and it will run through June, and it's been great. And then another thing that I'm doing that I got a contract for is a 3-series book club group for women and daughters, so mothers and daughters. And we are reading a book called Frazzled, a book, Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and Alexandra Fultz's Heirloom. And I will be creating curriculum to go along with it to inspire discussions, and 3 very, very different books. And I think that, I can't wait to get going on that. There's a place here in Chicago called the Book Club. It's actually a physical location. So I partnered with them.
Wow. That's so creative. What a great idea. And what a great way to bring mothers and daughters together in a learning environment. I love that.
Right. I'm excited for it.
You are very creative.
Thank you, Sue. And thanks for always supporting me, because I don't know, I come up with some of these ideas and you guys really help me to move them forward. So I really appreciate that.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, we're happy to do it. I just love the way you're taking your passion and you're finding a way to use it to help parents and families in very unique and creative ways. I know that Sue and I have talked about this in the past as well. When we graduated from the PCI, we, for a very short time, thought we would just solely and exclusively coach individual parents. And then we quickly realized that that's not the only way that you can help a family and help a child. And so we started exploring other ways and other methods. And so I really love the way you've taken your passion and really found some very fun unique ways to bring it to the parents in your community. Which also brings me to my next question, and I think this will be a good question for our listeners. Do you only work with parents in your local Chicagoland area, or do you work with people remotely through technology?
I work mostly with people from the Chicagoland area, and I really do like coaching on the phone or on any meeting. I haven't actually done that yet, but I have the capacity, and I'm learning any meeting because of you guys. But I have coached people from a distance over the phone, and I find that the way we were trained, the 12 coaching sessions, works best in that way. When you're in person, maybe you can do an eight coaching series with some 4 maintenance calls, or you can be creative about the package that you set forth. But I believe that when I do it via the phone from a distance, like I coach someone in Boston, and the 12 coaching series seem to work the best, because there is a little bit of, getting to know each other time over the phone that takes a little bit more than if you meet in person. So, but I mean, I think it works differently for everybody, but I would love to coach even more than I am currently. And I know what you mean when you say that you thought you would, only be coaching. And I've really enjoyed bringing my training to people in different ways. But I think coaching is such a beneficial thing to families. In fact, I'm sure you guys have heard about the crisis here in Chicago, the gun violence. And we just had a really, horrible, horrifying thing where 4 teenagers, kind of hazed and tortured another individual. And watching the news, many people have brought up, what are the parents doing? Where are the parents? And I feel like we've all been trained that if we could bring parent coaching to the masses, we could change the world. And it's so true. I believe that if I could partner with Chicago Public Schools in a whole sense rather than the individual school, I think that we could really affect change here in Chicago, because I think it starts with the relationship between the parents and the children. Mm-hmm. And when you have that, and that is the strength and the bond from which everything else grows, I think that we could affect a lot of change. So I'm really wishing to do something bigger and to even affect more change than I feel like I already have. I know that, each individual can help only a certain amount, and even small people that we reach, really changes the world. But I'd love to do it even in a bigger sense, because I really think that it's needed. So ways that I've thought about coaching more are to really go to companies. I know that some companies are using parent coaching as a health benefit, and what a wonderful health benefit, how the company can really increase their bottom line if their parents weren't busy and frazzled worrying about their children. I think that they're starting with thinking that this is a great maternity leave benefit. Well, I agree with them. It certainly is, but I think it can go well beyond that. And parents of teenagers really need coaching. And so to allow a lunch and learn, or to, help to pay for a coaching session with a parent over their lunch, even individual, I think that the parent would be able to go back to work and really be more productive in their day. So that's how I'm hoping to coach Erin, a little bit more often, when people really start to recognize the need for the basic relationship between the parent and child being as strong as it can be.
Cara, I think that one of the many things that I'm picking up on is the education of what coaching can do. And I think that through all your creative ways and thoughts of bringing this, to the whole public school district, which, I certainly think that you can do, and you're manifesting that, as well as just a broader education about how coaching can connect parent and child in such a way that's healthy and bonding, and really can relieve, societies in the world of some of the troubles that we are experiencing. So, I love, again, back to the creative side, I love the creative ways that you think to bring all of this, companies to a whole school district, to overcome some of the things that you see on the news, which are just horrifying.
Right.
So, I really appreciate all that you do and all that you are in your work. which of
Well,
course I'm curious to know what you are most proud of and what you have done or are currently doing. What are you most proud of, most excited about in your work?
I'm most proud of the change that occurs within a family. That's not to be egotistical. That's not for me to, wave a flag and say, I did it. I did it. It's more because their lives have changed in a small way. I don't want the credit for it. They're the one doing the work, but it is, in fact, what I'm most proud of at the same time. Even though it's their work and their effort, I feel like for me to help them get there and to have a change in their relationship and to change the trajectory of their lives within their family, I couldn't ask for anything that I could be more grateful and more proud of.
Wow. We're so happy to have you as a member of Building Connected Communities. Your creativity, your passion, your drive, your commitment and dedication to families and helping children, really at the end of the day, is just so admirable and so inspirational. So thank you for all of what you're doing to make the world a better place.
Well, thank you, Erin. I'm so happy to be a part of Building Connected Communities, and you and Sue having gone through the PCI, I know that afterwards, when you're working at home or working in your own office, you can feel very isolated. And so you really have created what you guys set out to do, which is a community not only for families, but a community for professionals. And I'm proud to be a part of the community, and it really has helped me along the way. So I do have some creative, big ideas, but knowing that I have you guys as a whole group, as well as you and Erin to support me, really gives me some confidence and some inspiration as well.
That is fabulous. You kind of half answered my last question that we have for you today. But if there are any professionals in the helping fields listening to our discussion today, and they're considering joining our community at BCC, what, in your opinion, do you think would be what for you is the biggest reason that someone would join BCC?
I think the biggest reason is because then you get a sense of community and you feel like you're part of a professional organization. The second best benefit, I believe, is that you never know if you're creative and if you, work with the people within the community, you can really collaborate in a way to further your business and further theirs. I mean, the Heirloom is a perfect example. I'm so excited to work with Allie. About her book and bring her book to mothers and daughters. So I feel like that's the second reason, but the first reason is that you get to feel like you're a community of professionals and you're supported in your work and your work is recognized and you're able to further it through collaboration. So.
Thank you, Cara. It is thrilling for Sue and I to watch our members like you just thriving and making a huge impact in the world. What an honor it is.
Well, thank you. You two are too. So you guys are leading the way and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Cara.
Yes, and thank you so much for spending this time with us today and for all the work that you do in the world.
Okay, thank you too, ladies.
Bye.